Loading screen, and it's gone. Hello everybody, what's the gear to you, and welcome back to Just Play New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. In the previous episode, we start off the Soda Jungle. And in today's episode, we'll be going inside a super scary, mysterious forest. And we'll be going inside Which Way Labyrinth. You remind me of the babe, oh babe, the power, voodoo, hoodoo, you do, I remind me of the babe. So going inside Which Way Labyrinth, we have some choices on where we can go. Now, we could try going inside this door, but that's a fake one, and so is this. So, I think this one might be a good first choice as any to go inside this mansion. We go inside here, and we'll be introduced to some new enemies. Unfortunately, I do not remember their names off the top of my head, but you see their face when we stomp? In editing, I'm gonna zoom in on their face, but look. Huh? Huh? Ah! I just love that enemy so much. They're just so much fun. Huh? Huh? Ah! Oh man. Well, we have our first star coin, and that's pretty fun. So, it looks like that's everything we can do in this room, so let's go inside the door. But that takes us back to the entrance. Let's try this one instead. We go inside here, and we'll be introduced to a yellow Yoshi. So, I've been thinking about this for a little bit. We have a nickname for Blue Yoshi where we were nicknaming him Blueshie. I think I have a nickname for Yellow Yoshi. So, this is a Yoshi, and he glows. So, I'm gonna call him Glowshi. We go inside this door. But that takes us back to the entrance too. Maybe we missed something. Let's try going back inside. Using the super amazing powers of Glowshi, I give you light, and there's another door over here. Haha. We go over here, we can get a fire flower. This door is a fake, but luckily we go up here, thanks to the magical powers of the invisible block, and we can go inside another door. So yeah, that's basically the entire theme of this entire level, where it's basically a mere labyrinth. The name of the level does not lie, it really is just a labyrinth. Now, we could use the P-switch right there, but I don't feel like collecting coins. I'm going to use the super amazing powers of ground pounding because I like destruction. And we go inside this door. If you had a flying ability like the flying squirrel shoot or a propeller mushroom or something like that, then you probably could have just flown past the stairway. But we don't have one of those, at least we did at the beginning of the level, but we don't anymore, and that's depressing. What's also depressing is, I really do not like this part of the level. This honestly just sucks. It's so slow and boring, and it takes forever to go through. Hurry up, elevator. Takes forever. And at the very bottom is a star, which is honestly the most useless star power in the world because we already have Glowshi with us. So there's really not much of a point of this star because the Glowshi can already eat the booze, and the shininess from the star doesn't really help matters either because, again, we have Glowshi. And we go over here and make it to the top of the flagpole. Thank goodness this is not like Super Mario 3D Land where completing the game 100% relies on you getting every single flagpole. I'm just gonna say that right now. Going back inside Which Way Labyrinth, there is one pathway that we never actually went through, so maybe this will take us to that elusive third star coin. And you see all these boos and they think they can hurt us. Well, you are mistaken. And now we're the ultimate duo. The invincible Nabbit and the adorable Glowshi. That door right there, that will take you to the very first level, so we're not going to go in there. Instead, what you want to do is that you want to go through the ceiling. I hate to inform you, but flying is impossible. I have to go now, my head just hit the ceiling. So we go over this direction. We go in here, and the third star coin is in the wall. Because that's exactly where I'd put a star coin. It's a little weird that the third star coin in the level is the one that's closest to the entrance and closest to the beginning. It's a little bit weird. I remember my first playthrough, the way that I completed this level, I found the secret exit first with the star coin. And then I did everything I needed to do to complete the level, but I only got the third one. I didn't find the second one, and I got kind of annoyed at trying to find it, so I just gave up on it and went back for it later. Summon the amazing powers of Toadette, or Peachette if you will, and go inside Flight of the Para-Beetles. And now you know that we died off screen because we're no longer Peachette. So going across this level, we'll be introduced to some new enemies. These are Para-Beetles. They're really adorable, and they're some of my favorite enemies in the Mario series. But the thing you have to remember is that the little ones, when you jump on them, they will go a little bit higher. They'll continuously fly higher until you jump off them. The opposite is true for the large ones, though. Unfortunately, they cannot take the weight if you jump on them, and they will start flying downwards instead. So, as we go across this level, there's one thing that I want to talk about. They just rain mushrooms all over this place, don't they? The one thing that I want to talk about real quick in this level that kind of annoys me about the new Super Mario Bros. Series, and I'm a little surprised that it's taken us this long to talk about, the item inventory system. So, we pick up that second Super Crown, and it just turns into additional points. So, the weird thing is, in New Super Mario Bros. DS, they had a system where if you picked up a second power-up like that, it could be saved for later, and you can touch a button on the touchscreen that will make it so you can activate that power instantly. There's a very similar mechanic in Super Mario World as well. In New Super Mario Bros. Wii, they took this ability away and replaced it with something similar to where you could use those additional power-ups on the overworld instead, but you couldn't activate them in level. In New Super Mario Bros. DS, in New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Nintendo 3DS, they had the feature from the DS game Return where you can use a power-up in the level. But in this game, they went back to the console version. So basically what I'm trying to say, and it's kind of a roundabout way of saying it, but the handheld games have a system where you can use the power-ups immediately in the level, but on the console games, you can only use them on the overworld. I don't understand why you can't do both. I don't understand why on the console games that you can't have the backup inventory power in your inventory in level. Because that was how they did it in Super Mario World, which came out quite a long time before these games did. So I don't understand why they couldn't have both systems in the same game. That's one thing that really drives me crazy about the new Super Mario Bros. Series. We will not save just in case we need to re-record this. And if we go across that area, we skip a world. That's pretty fun. But we will not be doing that because this is a 100% Let's Play. Going into the next level, I think this is the one that you've been looking forward to for quite a while. This is the level everybody remembers when it comes to New Super Mario Bros. U. There are a lot of people who are very critical about the New Super Mario Bros. Series, saying how they get more and more bad over time and how they're just not original or nowhere near as good compared to the classic 2D Mario games. I've made my opinion quite clear. I think this is my personal favorite 2D Mario platformer next to Super Mario World. But one thing that everybody agrees on, at least everybody that I've talked to about this game, one thing that everybody seems to agree on is the art style for this level is absolutely gorgeous, and that they wish that the rest of the game looked like this. I agree for the most part. I don't think the entire game should have this art style, because I think this is something that you would get a little bit old after a while if they had it in every single level. Now, they could prove me wrong. They could make a game with this art style, and they could prove me wrong and say, hey, look, this entire game looks like this, and it's amazing. It's one of the best games ever. Personally speaking, I would have had an entire world with this art style rather than the entire game. I do believe this art style is reused for the Painted Swampland equivalent in New Super Luigi U. I don't remember off the top of my head because it's been a few years since I played that game. But I really do love the art style in this. It's really, really gorgeous. It's supposed to resemble like a famous painting or whatever. I can't remember for the life of me what the name of the artist is. It's supposed to resemble. It's like 5 in the morning when I'm recording this video. It's a really, really gorgeous art style, and I love it. But at the same time, I do feel that it would get old if it was used in every single level. Alright, so we can go across this area. I don't need to get those red coins because we already have the flying squirrel suit, which is the best item in the game, and we must look damage immediately. And we go across here and get the top of the flagpole. Oh yeah! And there's a giant Bowser in the background. Honestly, now that I'm looking at it a bit more, the art style honestly reminds me a little bit of Mario and Luigi Dream Team. At least the concept art for that game. Completing the level normally makes us go around in a loop. Maybe there's something that we missed in there. This looks like a job for Nabbit. We go across this area, and there's a warp pipe that we never went inside. And there's a swirly vortex of terror in the background. It's super scary. This art style is also reminding me of Yoshi's New Island. I guess they did kind of use this art style for other Mario games, if that's any indication. That's reminding me of Mario and Luigi Dream Team and Yoshi's New Island. I also love the fact that they even have and the castle, fortress, and flag also have the art style as well. It's a really, really cool touch. I really like it. So, going through that secret exit is the way forward. This may seem familiar to you if you've played pretty much any Nintendo game ever. They have something similar to this. I did not mean to go in there as Nabbit. Yeah, whatever, we'll just continue. I was thinking about killing Nabbit off screen, but you know what? Nabbit hasn't had a full level in a little while on screen, so you know what? We'll just continue as Nabbit. Why not? I would say we'll skip him in the next rotation, but we don't really play as a Nabbit too much. What was I saying a moment ago? I don't remember, so instead I'll talk about the star coin right here. This is the one that I always seem to forget. What you want to remember is that there is a star coin and underneath the two statues that look at each other. This is my third or fourth take trying to record this video. The previous take of me trying to do this, I completely forgot about that star coin, and I couldn't find it for a while because the point on screen where you could see that star coin is obscured by my amiibos. I have a couple of amiibos on my television stand, and they were blocking it, so I couldn't quite see that star coin. So, Callie and Marina amiibos, I blame you. We'll go inside this area. I'm going to try my best to avoid touching the enemies as much as possible, so that we can at least try to pretend we're playing as a normal character. Although the swimming controls are much better with Nabbit, so... Not that I'm complaining, because I've already said my complaints about regular swimming controls in this game. So we'll continue on up here. The second star coin is located next to that circle booze. The thing about the circle booze is that playing Super Mario Maker for as long as I have, the first one, I don't know the second game yet, but playing Super Mario Maker on the Wii U kind of makes me a little nervous whenever I see those circle boos, because I've seen so many evil traps with those things that honestly makes me a little bit nervous whenever I see them. And we take care of all that and complete the level. And I've also praised the HD Rumble in this game plenty of times before, and I gotta say, the HD Rumble feels really cool when those stone statues appear. The way that it rumbles, it's a little hard to describe without you experiencing it for yourself, but most rumble in video games, it's like a one-note thing. But the rumble for the stone statue things, it kind of suddenly appears and gradually fades, if that makes any sense. The secret exit for this level kind of goes the Hey Pikmin route, where the secret exit is located right next to the regular one. Okay, rant time. Hey Pikmin. It's a fun game. I would never say Hey Pikmin was a bad game. I really had fun with it, even if it's not the best game in the world. Hey Pikmin is absolutely evil when it comes to its secret exits, because in most Nintendo games, if there's a secret exit, then you don't have to play through at least half the level to get to it. Hey Pikmin, nearly every single secret exit in that game is right next to the regular exit, so if you want to get 100% in that game, you have to replay through the level again, rewatching most of the cutscenes. I don't remember if the cutscenes are skippable or not, but I remember getting a bit repetitive going through that game and being all like, oh great, I'm going to go through this level twice to get the secret exits and things like that. So this right here, I'm not even going to bother showing off the boos in this area because it's honestly a bit of a joke. The enemies in that area, if you were to fight them, then the boos will kind of appear and there'll be like a... Actually, you know what? What am I going to show you? I'm describing it in detail anyway, I might as well show you. The best writing advice that anybody can offer is show, don't tell. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Alrighty then. So what I was trying to talk about a moment ago was the fact that these levels just give you a star. So they're not really all that difficult. Even if we weren't playing as an abbot, they wouldn't be all that tricky. And we get a star. Oh boy, I can't wait to not use that. And it always drives me crazy when we go in these levels and we can see that there are 3 star coins there. Because for whatever reason, they don't take that off whenever you're inside the extra evil bad guy levels or anything like that. It's really weird. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. So thank you all so much for watching this episode. In the next video, we'll be finishing off Soda Jungle. And next time, it's gear to you. Oh yeah.